Hi, it's Dr. Doug Curtis.
And Lucy Curtis from Dyslexic and Unstoppable. Our mission is to help dyslexics rediscover their inner power.
That's right. And we always give updates on report cards. So
Yes.
there was a interesting comment on Felix Alexander's report card. So I don't know, did you
First, the general thought was he is doing fantastic in school. He's, teachers love him. He's got a lot of insight. He's very dynamic. He's very motivated. And then, because I've talked to his advisor, he doesn't have a homeroom in middle school. So at the beginning of the year, I talked to his advisor, do we talk about the dyslexia or not? And he says, well, let's just wait and see what happens. And this is like the first general report card. And so we see like he's got amazing grades and everything. But like in one of the subjects, the teacher's like talking about how dynamic he is, how great he's doing in class, how well he's, bringing up questions and issues and finding, good answers to questions. And then he put, but I was surprised to see his essay having a lot of grammar errors.
Right.
So this is when the little
Right.
red flag comes in, that it's time for that teacher to know that he's dyslexic, so that not to say like, oh, he needs special treatment, but so that the teacher is aware. So now we're going to, instead of sending the essay right away, the parents are not allowed to correct or help the kids, so that he'll have a chance to talk to the teacher before he sends in his final report.
Right.
So that the teacher can say, okay, look at it again, I see some grammar issues, go back, or spelling issues, right? Because some of the things with dyslexia, it never goes away, and it's okay. But if somebody is willing to take the time to say, okay, look at it again, I see some things, and then Felix Alexander can find it himself, it's great. So it doesn't matter. Sometimes it's not a English or a language art.
Right.
It's a social study class, or it's a history class, or it's a mathematical class, or whatever. If you have to spell or do grammar, it can show up, and the teacher's like, what is that coming from? So it's just, at this point, we're going to tell some teachers that he does have dyslexia, so that's why you see that inconsistency, like we've already talked about, which is, perfect, like they'll understand, and they're like, oh yeah, now I get it, and that's it, we move on.
Yeah. So, and if your child is, so this is probably more apropos to the child who's not getting special help at school. If you've gone through the 504 modifications and you've stated, my child has dyslexia, then the school already knows this. They already know that they have to make accommodations for your child and that kind of stuff, which is great if that's the route you're going to go. Some parents decide, I want to go outside the school system.
Right, so that's what we did, right?
Right, and so once you go outside the school system, then you don't have those modifications in the school system, so it can show up. And it's funny how, 5th, 6th, grade there wasn't anything necessarily, but then this one teacher just notices this in this one little area. So I think you just need to play it by ear and decide, okay, here I do need to bring it up and here I don't. And
then another one that showed up is because of the speech, right? He still goes to speech every week, and it's not 100% where he wants to be yet. So he's still working on it, and now they have homework assignments of repeating. They have to do like a little segment that it's like they sing a song, or they have to say it on tape and send it to the teacher. And the teacher talked about the pronunciation, and I'm like, that's not that is dyslexia again showing up. So that's what some things that but that person knows that he's dyslexic. So like there's these little things that show up that you know that he's doing fantastic here. But if it's like for him, it's spelling, like reading, he overcame it
completely
perfectly. I mean, he reads really, really elaborate things and
Well,
things
like that book Endurance that my mother was reading, he's reading the same book. You
Yeah.
know?
So, but that for him is not an issue anymore. But spelling, grammar stuff, and speech, it doesn't matter what the subject is. If that comes up, then that issue can come up.
Yeah. And you know, this may be for the rest of your life, but again, it's the whole thing of instilling the unstoppable spirit so it doesn't ever stop him. And then when you need to mentioning it, and when you don't, just let it be.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, just another experience on the report card. Let us know what you think and leave us a comment below. Visit us at dyslexicanunstoppable.com.
Thank you.
Thanks.